All right, we are back. We're going to finish up our to-do list, and what we started yesterday, but we didn't get all too far, was adding a Bootstrap drop-down list to our header with some options. Now, option one will be show all items. Option two will be show completed items. Option three will be show incomplete items. Now the value of 1, 2, and 3 will be what we can actually read in our function. Say, okay, well, if it's value of 1, then we know to show all items. If it's a value of 2, show completed items. 3, incompleted. So maybe we just put all completed and incomplete. I'm not sure if those values are what we'll ultimately stick with. Now, to kind of go back to our source data, yeah, we're using the terminology is completed. Maybe we mark one of them to true. Let's say learn React is completed to true. Just mark one of them as completed by default. And if I npm run dev this, I'm going to reseed my data. I'm probably going to, whoa, that's one heck of a select menu. I'm gonna delete my item in local storage called tasks to kind of reset my seed data. And you can see learn React is checked by default. And we can select an item. That is so funny how huge that is. You know, put it in rows and columns and positioning, all that stuff is not too hard to shrink it down, but do I want I want it to show all items by default. How about that? You know, I don't need to open this select menu. If I refresh the page, I don't even need that. We'll just show all items by default. So kind of go back to here. And there was a selected by default here. And we'll wire this up to an on change. And we'll make a function on select change. So wire up a function, console log, select changed, and spit out the value. So the value is either going to be all completed or incomplete. I think, so I'm getting this, which is saying JSX attributes must be assigned a non-empty expression. So I don't think it's happy with my selected attribute, line 93. To me, that sounds like this needs to say selected equals true. So maybe selected is true. No. Oh, on change, I can't, probably can't have an on change. Okay, I just hadn't finished my event handler. Let me finish my event handler. On change equals EVT arrow on select change, passing it EVT. Drag it over, open it up in the console, clear it, refresh it. Get a couple warnings here. Again, it does, okay, so it doesn't like my selected of true, so let me take that out, get rid of that. Okay, so bring that back, refresh, clear it out, refresh. Use the default value instead of selected. Okay, so React wants us to use default value instead of selected. Okay, so default value. And I'm thinking you actually have to put the default value on the select. So let's take that. On the select, we set the default value. And I'm not sure, I think default value of all is what we do here. Okay, that cleans it up, right? So now we've got no errors in our console. And as I change, we are calling our function and then showing the value of the selected item in our console log. I'm going to store this value in a hook. So let's go ahead and have a useState hook. Const filter, set filter by default. Keep in mind what happens on the right of useState. It's kind of the default value. By default, our filter is going to be set to all. And that allows me to just to kind of show you here, if I put my hook in my heading just to test it, right? You could see by default my all, I need to change, on change I need to change my hook. But just to show the default value is all. So now here I will do set filter on change. We set the filter to the value, and just to I like doing that just to show that it's changing the way I want it to. So now, here we're mapping our tasks but this is all of the tasks. I need to start to think about how to apply a filter. And what we can do is we have the unfiltered tasks called tasks. We could set up a filtered tasks. So the question becomes, do we just modify these tasks, or do we make another array of tasks that are a you know, a filtered version of these. And I think the answer is you want a separate array to hold the filtered tasks. So let's create filtered tasks, and the default state are the task object themselves. Bless you. And set filter, okay. Set filtered tasks. So this set filter sets the hook. This sets our filtered tasks to tasks.filter. So there's a array.filter. Let's look at that function. Array.filter, MDN. I mean, filter the words that have a word length greater than 6. So keep the words that have a word length greater than 6. So if the word length is true. So our filter though says, hey, if the target value is all, return true. That's all the tasks. If the event target is completed, return only the task that is completed. If it's incomplete, return the task that is not completed. So here we're going to go through all of our tasks and filter them based on these conditions. Yeah. Do what now?
Like the filtered tasks.
The right here?
Yeah.
Oh, I got an extra bracket right there. Whoops.
Be entirely sure.
Now, I'm never outputting filtered tasks. Okay? So ultimately what I do down here is that this tasks.map becomes filtered tasks.map. And so now what we have here, show all items, show completed items, incomplete items, back to all items. Pretty fancy. So I'll kind of put these things on the same screen here so you could see the new code. Be it this hook, this function, and the big thing here was to output the filtered tasks map instead of all tasks map. Was there anything else that we had on our to-do list? I think we checked all the items on this.
Maybe refactoring those, image tags so that we can.
Okay, yeah, you want to bring the re-bring the icons back in. Jacob kind of gave us a little hint on that. Store the import without the. Okay, so here.
Yeah, if you store that to a variable and not the tag.
Oh, okay. So if we go back to our tasks, we have a. Did you put it in an array?
Yeah, you look at food, because you're storing in an array of objects, right? That's what you were doing.
Well, right now is our array of objects is right here, right?
Yeah.
So before we had icon, colon, and then we had
You had the brackets on there.
FA React, yeah, like that.
Get rid of the brackets.
Get rid of that.
And just store the variable that you're putting in.
Okay, which would be FA React
Yeah.
in string or
No, just the actual variable.
Just that?
Like you're storing another variable inside it. Yeah, like that.
just like that.
Yep.
Okay.
And then
Icon, colon, we said FA pencil art. Oh, pencil alt. And we said icon,
Don't forget commas after them.
thank you. And then the icon is FA Apple Pay. Okay.
comma.
Put this in place.
Don't forget your comma.
Thank you. Put this in place of that.
Does that make sense?
So I have FA React. So now I don't have an. So we're kind of now we're back into my to do item. So to do item has, let's see, the task.
So the task icon on line 19.
Yep.
You replace that with inside curly brackets. React.create element. And wrap the task icon. Don't forget the pass icon.
Well, I sent the whole item. I sent the whole task in.
Oh, did you?
React create element task.icon.
That should work.
It does not.
Oh.
React's not
Okay,
fine.
import React.
Up at the top here. Import React from React. Okay, I got a mistake somewhere. It says unexpected token.
Check the render method. How did you save?
Oh, I didn't save. Okay, good eye. Control S. Console.
React.create element type is invalid, expected a string or a class/function.
Should work. passing it though, is pass that icon the correct?
Yeah, like It's obviously sending the whole task down. It's sending it.
It's only one task, right?
It's all, well, it's all the filtered task. It's a bunch of tasks. It's a
Yeah,
mapping
right.
of
I mean,
tasks.
but the task that icon's only one of those.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's working for me. I mean,
That's okay. Well,
are those the?
let me pause and take a quick look. So this was all cached. Our tasks were cached in local storage. So if we delete our tasks, now if I go to council, we're getting our task icon sent over. And now let's bring back our task create element over here. React. How about it? Now we got our icons back.
Mine just is open.
There we go. Now we got our icons back. Now this example is done. We can stop part 3 and move on to the next.
I'm still getting